How many snaps did they run in the 14 personnel?
That's only for us.
100% of the snaps.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Breakout or Fake Out Week 5, presented by 14 Personnel. I am your host, Justin Wright. If you're not sure what this is, we're talking guys that have broken out the first 4 weeks of the season, heading into Week 5 here, and we're trying to figure out, are they for real? Is it a real breakout, or are we getting faked out here? So, with that being said, let's just start off with two quarterbacks. First one here, Daniel Jones, currently the QB9, a top 10 quarterback in 6-point passing touchdown leagues. And I think this is legit. This is a real breakout for Daniel Jones. The number one thing that always hurt his value, turnovers. He's not turning the ball over right now. He's not been bitten with the fumble bug, if you will. He's not fumbling 3-4 times a game or some crazy crap like that. And on top of it, they are designing runs for Daniel Jones. We all talk about dual threat quarterbacks, Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts, Russell Wilson, guys like Lamar Jackson. And Daniel Jones is not them, but he has almost 200 yards on the ground through 4 games. I mean, over a 16-game pace, he's just under 800 yards. That is phenomenal. That alone makes him a top 10 quarterback. And you add in that he's consistently passing for over 250 yards, just threw for 400. He has the ability to throw for 2 touchdowns every week and add, 50 to 100 yards on the ground. It's a real breakout. I am very, very okay playing Daniel Jones in, neutral to positive matchups. I'm not going to go out and say he's a must start every week. It's Daniel Jones, pump the brakes. But still, he's a very, very viable streamer. And again, you don't only have to play him in good matchups. That's the nicest thing I can say about Daniel Jones. Our second quarterback on the list here, Sam Darnold. And I think he has become a great NFL quarterback. But for fantasy, this is a fake out. He is not going to stay as a top 10 quarterback. Right now, he has 5 rushing touchdowns on 52 total rushing yards. He had 5 rushing touchdowns the first 3 years in his career. This pace cannot stay. There's no way. He only has 5 passing touchdowns. They lack a red zone weapon. And on top of it, they've had the world's easiest schedule. He's played the Jets. He's played Houston. He's played Dallas. 3 of his 4 matchups. I expect him to smash in those matchups, which he has, which is great. He's a streamer in plus matchups only as far as I'm concerned. The rushing is just not going to stay there. If you take away 5 rushing touchdowns, and again, it's a dangerous game when you take away plays, the output's not the same. He's a back end, or he's a top tier QB2 maybe. It's just not what I want to target. The rushing upside isn't there. You need him to smash as a passer, and he hasn't done that yet. So Sam Darnold, a bit of a fake out here when it comes to fantasy. Again, a great real life quarterback at this stage though. Another running back just a running back I am concerned about here. RB2 on the season, Cordarrelle Patterson. Here's the thing. He has been incredible. A touchdown machine on a very bad Atlanta Falcons offense. It's not great, though, because right now he has a touchdown rate over 10%. He's looking at 11%, and that's just not sustainable. I don't care who you are. Either he has to start seeing more touches, or he has to see more snaps, which will turn into more touches. He's still under 40% of snaps. It's just a lot of touchdown luck. That's what this has been. And the correlation is not surprising. Russell Gage got hurt in week 2. Since then, Cordarrelle Patterson has seen 6 to 7 targets all 3 games. He has taken over that wide receiver 2 spot that Russell Gage occupied. He's expected back soon. Cordarrelle Patterson could lose some targets, not all of them, but I don't think he continues to see 7+ targets a game with Russell Gage on the field. So Cordarrelle Patterson is someone I'm glad to sell high on here. If I can get back, if I can go trade him for Darrell Henderson or other guys in that range, and I think Darrell Henderson is a great play. Check him out on the running backs trade episode as well. It just dropped the other day. But look to move Cordarrelle Patterson. He's been great. You can ride him if you want. I don't blame you, but I do think the wheels are going to fall off here soon. Another running back that come draft season, was a late second round pick and then fell to the 4th round on injury concerns. And now he's the RB7 and he is the real deal. Dandre Swift is so good. And he's so important to what the Lions want to do. I mean, just last week against the Bears, he saw over 70% of snaps. It wasn't his best fantasy output, but he owns the 2-minute drill. He owns the passing downs. He still plays on early downs. He gets red zone work, and he's on pace for 123 targets as a running back. That is insane. I mean, what Dandre Swift is doing right now, he has solidified himself as a top 12 running back. It's not on dumb touchdown luck. It's on just sheer volume and production. That's what you look for. You don't want to see guys scoring, unsustainable touchdowns. While it's fun, it's typically will taper off at some point. That's not the case with Dandre Swift. And the Lions offense is good. It's just flat out good. He is a top 12 running back. There's no way around it. Go trade for him in every single league. I don't care what you have to pay to get him, outside of like top 3-4 running back status. I'm going to give up most things for Dandre Swift right now. Moving to wide receivers, we got Deebo Samuel, currently the wide receiver 3. This is another one. It is legit. I was wrong. I thought this was Brandon Ayuk's wide receiver room. It seemed to be that way at the end of last season. Obviously, Deebo not healthy, but right now Deebo is healthy, and he has asserted his dominance in this wide receiver group. He's seeing over 10 targets a game. He has seen, let me get my stats here, 5+ catches in every game. He's a yak machine. We all know it. That's what he's there for. And he's healthy. That's the thing. As long as he is healthy, it's never been a question of talent. It's just health, and he has been incredible. And yes, it's kind of inflated by that wide open touchdown from Trey Lance last week. Who cares? He's been great. That touchdown aside, you can't find this kind of volume. These are the things that give you an indicator of, okay, is this fluky or is this legit? And we'll get into that with a wide receiver coming up here. But Deebo Samuel, he's the real deal this year. And another guy just flat out broken out. He's been elite aside from week 4. I mean, right now, Mike Williams is a breakout superstar. He's a league winner. Him and Deebo Samuel both are. I know teams that have both of them, and they are shockingly 4-0 and demolishing everybody in their path. What Mike Williams is doing, 7+ catches in 3 of 4 games, 4 touchdowns in 3 games, 9+ targets in 3 of 4 games. What else do you want? That Mike Lombardi offense is elite. Justin Herbert is a top 5 quarterback. Austin Eckler is a top 5 running back. Keenan Allen and Mike Williams are both top 12 wide receivers. It's a very consolidated target share. You know where the ball is going to go each week for the most part. Go buy into Mike Williams. Again, if I can get Stephon Diggs or Calvin Ridley, I'll trade Mike Williams for them. But those are the type of players I'm looking back because that's how much I believe in Mike Williams. He has broken out in a big way. And again, another guy where health is a key factor. If he's healthy, we're seeing he's going to produce and he's going to get the ball. So Mike Williams, welcome to wide receiver 1 status this year, man. And now we get a little bit negative. We got Hollywood Brown, currently wide receiver 13. This is a fake out as far as I am concerned. And it's not because he has not been good and I don't believe he's good. Rashad Bateman is coming back, their first round wide receiver. He populates the middle of the field. He's going to take targets away. And the thing is, Hollywood's not seeing a huge bump in targets from last season. They're just connecting on more passes. He's only seen about 7 targets a game. And guys that see 7 targets, 115-ish targets, don't finish as top tier wide receiver 2s without some crazy touchdown luck. And that's what Hollywood has right now. 3 touchdowns on pace for over 12, 13 if you round up with the 17-game season. His career high is 8. Something's got to change here. And without those touchdowns, he's a lot less enticing, especially on such a low target share that could drop even a little bit, even if it goes to 6 a game. That's notable for a guy that's only seeing 7 targets a game. I am looking to trade him ASAP. I want him out before Rashad Bateman comes back. And the masses, the average fantasy player catches on and goes, oh, wait a minute. There's a reason they drafted Rashad Bateman as high as they did. And to close us out here, we have Dalton Schultz, a true tight end breakout in my eyes. Currently the tight end 4. Do I think he's a top 5 tight end? No. But also, nobody really expected him to be even a top 12 tight end this year. So the fact that he is at tight end 4 right now, on pace for over 90 targets in 16 games and scoring touchdowns, what else do you want at tight end? It's so barren. I mean, this last spot was between Dalton Schultz and Dawson Knox, who I also think is turning into a very real player, a very really, really good tight end. So Dalton Schultz, he's here. The offense can sustain CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, and Dalton Schultz. It's not out of the question. If you have him, if he's on waivers, which he is in a lot of leagues still, scoop him up. I'm very okay playing him every single week, knowing right now he's seeing, 6 to 8 targets. And at tight end, that's all you can hope for. And guess what? He's converting them. That's what matters. All right, guys. As always, drop questions, drop comments below. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you got trade questions, start sit even, drop them in. We'll answer them as we can. Follow me over on Twitter at Justin_14P or the podcast account at 14P_fantasy. All right, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.
How many snaps did they run in the 14 personnel?
That's only for us.
100% of the snaps.